so we made it to Disneyland. Now there's 4 ways that you can get here. You can drive here and pay $30 to park, which is what we usually do. You can walk. I'll show you when we get back from where we walk. It's like 0.3 miles. It's 27 minutes. You can Uber, which is what we actually did, and that was $6. They just drop you off right here. It's the Uber drop off, right? And then you just walk right through here, and that's where the entrance is. Or you could, let's see, it's walk, Uber, take the bus, which is $2. And that also just drops you off literally right there. I don't know if you guys can see that roof. That's the drop off right there. So those are the 4 ways that you can get here. This is the second way we're doing. We usually do the car, where we come park, pay $30. Today we're gonna do the Uber. We might take the bus back just to see, and then maybe walk and then after we take our break. But we'll see. And then that's a security line. No line. It's, what time is it? It's 6:40. So let's go see. That's employees. Those are employee drop-offs. So this is the earliest we've been here. We can't even get through security yet. This is cool. Oh look.
Oh, finally, we saw it.
Real. 6:59. At 7, we can go. Yeah, this is definitely the closest we've been. Pre-rope. That's cool. It's 7.
Have a great day. Thank you for being here. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank
you. Alright. Check this out. We're gonna be the first ones. We can see Halloween decorations already right there, and obviously Mickey right there with all the flowers. Is that not cool? Alright, so yeah, I'm right here. What time is it? It's 7:19. I'm first one right here. We're on hold. Yes. Once they say go, we can go. We're gonna go straight there, and then. Yes. Alright, so we're gonna go in, and then we're gonna go to Frontierland. Off to the left to go to Rice. Yeah, let's go. So last time we went to there, look, the same dude's over there. That's Tomorrowland. And then we also did Adventureland already. We're about to go through Frontierland. And the last one we would have left is Fantasyland. But Fantasyland is, it's something else. Alright, we're right here on the rope. There we go. So at 7:30, they let the early access people and the Disneyland Resort people get in, and the music starts playing. Alright, so right here we got the early access people, or the people in the hotel. So they just took down their rope right there, and then they're gonna take our rope here as well, but then we gotta wait until they tell us to go, which is about 8 o'clock. And right now it's 7:54, so we're almost there. 6 minutes to Rice, the last ride we have left here. Here we go, they're taking the rope off.
They're gonna open the rope in a second.
We ask that you please walk to your next destination. Go, 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 go! Adventure, wonder, and joy, your heart imagination place, welcome. In 1955, Walt Disney spoke those enjoying words.
Have you never rope drop? I suggest you rope drop. Yeah, you might think it's too early, I'm gonna get tired, blah, blah, blah. Nah. Believe me, you won't. There it is, the Haunted Mansion. We'll be back for you. Don't worry. Let's keep going. We definitely went the wrong way on Rise. And look, we're out of Star Wars. And the line is still going. This is all the line for Rise right here. And this is rope drop right here. The end of line people are still walking. Oh, they're over there. I don't know if you can see them, but look, that's the end of the line for Rise. And they're already going into Fantasyland. Like, yeah, so make sure you don't go the wrong way. When you rope drop Frontierland, it's not towards the left, it's towards the right. So that's fine. We're gonna go do Haunted House, and then around 6:30 or 9:30 is when Rise slows down. So we'll check back then.
So we actually ended up doing Pirates of the Caribbean, and I absolutely love this ride, mostly because of the history. It was the last Disneyland attraction personally supervised by Walt Disney, and it was designed by Wet Enterprises, which is now called the Imagineering.
Alright, so ride number 1 was Pirates. It's pretty cool. Then we headed over to Haunted Mansion. It's actually closed right now. So you have 2 options there. You can just wait until they finally open it, which a lot of people were doing, or just go ride something else and then come back later. But later is going to be a long line, but that's fine. We'll probably do it during the parade, which is around 6:30. And it's going to be a shorter wait, probably about 20 minutes, 25 minutes or so. So right now we're going to head over to Indiana Jones and see how that one's doing. Alright, so we just got to Indiana Jones and same thing. It's closed and until they open it back up. And right next to it is Jungle Cruise, and it's also closed until they open it back up. So this is putting a damper on our plans. But I mean, there's literally nothing we can do but move on to the next attraction. So we're gonna check times and see. Maybe Mr. Toad. We haven't done Mr. Toad. We'll see. Let's go see which one we can get on next. Alright, so Big Thunder is also closed. We're gonna head over to Toad, Mr. Toad. We haven't done that one either. It's supposedly 15 minutes, but check this out.
Yes! I just have to jump in here and say I totally needed this interaction with Woody. After all the big rides being closed or late opening, my vibe was definitely dropping. So I'm so thankful for this interaction. I don't know if Woody just saw me and he just felt that I needed that hug, but this totally turned my vibe around, which made Mr. Toad that much better. Now this is my first time riding Mr. Toad. It's usually closed when we come here, sticking to the theme of being closed, but I gotta say, by far one of my favorite rides here. The thought on all the small details that went into making this ride is just completely incredible. Now, it is a dark ride, so I don't have much footage for y'all, but by all means, go ride it.
Alright, so we just did that was our second ride, right? Yeah. So we just did our second ride, Mr. Toad. I hadn't done it before, first time, and it is freaking dope. It's a really, really fast ride, but it's so dope. Like, I think they just did a really good job of the whole storyline, and it's just dope. You just gotta ride it. Alright, so we're gonna head over to Toontown and leave all the bigger rides for the afternoon when the parade's going on. They'll have shorter wait times. Alright, let's head over to Toontown. We're gonna either do Chip and Dale, that one we haven't done before, that's a 5-minute wait, or do the Mickey's Runaway again. That was really dope, and it's only a 20-minute wait, so let's head over to Toontown. Hear those birds? They're going from the speakers, that way you feel like you come into Toontown. So we might also ride Roger Rabbit. I like that one a lot too, but the wait time's a little higher right now. Oh look, oh it's closed. That's what it was. So, but they'll open it later. We'll ride it later. That's when you click the doorbell. That's cool. Caution, falling safe. So right on the ground. Oh, okay. Let's see, pick it up. That's cool. Spare train parts and then jokes and novelties.
Thank you. I need a little oxygen down here.
Alright, well, as you just saw, whenever you come to Toontown, Disney and the Imagineers purposely put stuff for you to touch, open, things like that, and they make sounds, and it's all over Toontown. So while you're in line, while you're just waiting for the line to get shorter, and that's only because they're doing construction over here. Otherwise, I don't think it'd be too hectic. But yeah, try some stuff. And then look out for the refilling water stations. That's why it's important to bring a water bottle and some snacks that we got in there.
I do have to point out that today has been one of those days where I've seen the most characters walking around, which is pretty cool, but for us, we're here for the rides, and we finally made it to Chip 'n Dale Gadget Coaster, which is one of the few rides we have left here to do. After Mr. Toad, pretty much we only have Rise of the Resistance left. Now, there is no videoing on this ride, so I can't show you any footage, but what I can tell you is this is by far one of my favorite rides in the park. It's about 45 seconds, so go check it out. And when you're in line, look for this hidden Mickey right here. Now, I know I'm going to see some comments telling me, no, that's not a hidden Mickey because the ears are supposed to touch the face, but I like to think that that is a hidden Mickey. So, sorry for no footage, but definitely go ride Chip 'n Dale Gadget Coaster. It is freaking awesome.
Alright, so we did the Chip 'n Dale Gadget Coaster, and it was freaking dope. Now, there is no video in, so I can't show you what it looks like, but it's super fast, like, I mean, with seconds and you're done, but it's pretty dope, and it has a short wait time, so I would highly recommend it. Now we're gonna head over to the Buzz Lightyear one. I haven't done that one either, and it's I believe a 5-minute wait right now, so we're gonna check it out. Here's Cruiser. That's how you operate it. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Battle stations. Report to the flight deck for immediate launch. To infinity and beyond.
Alright, so we just did the Buzz Lightyear one, and I don't know. personally, it just wasn't for me. It's dope, the decorations, everything about it is dope, but you gotta shoot the whole time to see who gets the high score, things like that. Whichever likes that, I mean, it's dope in that aspect, but I don't know, it just wasn't for me. I'd rather just sit there and enjoy the ride instead of doing the work, right? But anyway, so right now we're gonna head over here to Finding Nemo. It's a 20-minute wait time. Also, this is a very close kind of, it's very compact. If you don't like that, you can ask a cast member. They do have a room that way where you can just sit there inside the room, and then they have a big screen, and then you can see it that way if you're a little claustrophobic. But me, I don't mind, so we're gonna wait this 20 minutes. Oh, 10 minutes, perfect, to Nemo. The room right there that they take you when you don't want to go into into the submarine. So that's kind of cool if you're claustrophobic. Also, remember, this ride has been remade several times, but some of the original decorations, especially from when it was a mermaid ride, are still being used down there. So you just gotta kind of look out for that, especially towards the end. They have a lizard. I can't remember the name of it at the moment, but that one's been here since the beginning. So that's pretty cool. Also, which I thought was really cool, Disneyland, this submarines right here is one of the biggest fleets they have in the world. Yes, Disneyland has one of the biggest fleets of submarines in the world. So that's cool.
So this is what it looks like when you go inside the sub. Everybody's really close together. So at first glance, yes, it seems very compact, but believe me, once this starts, you don't even notice anybody else. It's like you're just by yourself in that submarine looking out the window. Everybody's so quiet, everything's dark. I don't know, I don't think you can even notice that you are in a submarine. But if this is not your thing, like I said, you can ask a cast member to go into that room and watch it from the room.
The colorful reef that
We're approaching targeted depth, sir.
Alright, so we're done with the Nemo one, and I really like that one. Also, it's a really good ride to take a break. So if you've been walking around all day and you just need a break, that's a good ride to do. So now, I think we're gonna try to head up. We have Autotopia right here next to us. And it just opened not too long ago, so it has a short wait line. So I'm not too much of a fan of it, but it's alright. There's nothing too crazy. I mean, it's Autotopia. So let's go check it out. Actually, the wait time is 45 minutes, so I don't think we're gonna be doing that right now. So I am gonna wait for Phil because he doesn't like Nemo. So I went to go do Nemo, and while he went to do Autotopia, so he should be done here pretty soon. And here's the exit right here. So we'll just wait for him here. Meanwhile, let me check what rides are kind of on this low line kind of thing. Alright, so we got all these pumpkins right here that represent all the lands. So for example, right here we got Roger Rabbit with Toontown. Is that not cool? And also what's cool about this is that every pumpkin has something in the back as well. There you got Fantasyland, Tinkerbell, with a Critter Country with Winnie the Pooh. Frontierland with Woody. We saw Woody earlier. And then of course we got Jack Skellington for New Orleans because of Haunted Mansion. We got Adventureland with Tarzan, but the land's not even open yet. It's been still being refurbished. But then you guys notice for example, Jack Skellington has the bats, the bees for Winnie the Pooh, the out of the world stuff for Buzz Lightyear. So it's kind of cool. Like I said, pin trading is like a whole game in itself here at Disney, and then you'll find pin traders all over the place. There's one over here. We just actually passed one behind that lady, and also the employees here, they'll have those boards right there with the Mickey shape, and then they'll have all the pins. All those pins are to trade, so that's kind of cool. But on that one, I believe I think you have to buy a certain pack or something. And then you also see the old timers with the vest. I don't know if you guys can see that guy with the vest, and it's full of pins. So yeah, the pin trading collection here at Disneyland, it's a whole beast, which is kind of cool, but it's a little too much for me. So let's head over to Tom Sawyer Island. We haven't done that either. The Golden Horseshoe is also closed. So man, I think we might have picked a random day to come. And this water right here is actually clean, but they do add this green dye, mostly so you can't see all the mechanisms and stuff at the bottom. as well as to give it that vibe of like a river kind of thing. But it is clean water. They just add food colorant thing. Here they come. There we go.
Alright, come on everyone.
Let's go. And we're just gonna head over that way to Tom Sawyer Island. Oh, and we actually haven't gotten on the Columbia either, but I mean, it's just a ship. It just goes around like that. And so these are the rides that, when you're tired or whatever, these are the rides that you can do. We got the Columbia, we got Mark Twain. Actually, right there we have Mark Twain also. It just goes around the lake. This one right here, the Finding Nemo, the one we just did too. That one is great for just taking a break. So do make sure you take breaks throughout the day. Alright, and I haven't been over there yet, so it should be fun. Alright, and we're moving. We're gonna make this long trip all the way across to Tom Sawyer Island. Look at the difference between a rope drop and now. So around 10 o'clock, 10:30, between 10 and 11 is when most of the people finally kind of get here, and that's where everything starts getting hectic. But from 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock is kind of like the prime hours for rope drop, and you know, having the shorter wait times, except for rides, as we saw. And we kind of knew it from YouTube videos, but I mean, it's the last thing we really have, so might as well try. With our pirate flag up there. It just needs the straw hat up there, so we can be part of the straw hat pirates. Oh, okay. Oh, this is where they used to do it. Okay. Alright. So, oh, right here? So this is where they used to do the Fantastic. Oh, okay. Okay.
The dragon.
This is where the dragon caught on fire? Right here. But we won't have a Fantasmic till next year. So that's just like a tavern, I guess you can just chill. And then we got more canoe people. Look how happy they look. Not a single smile in that canoe.
So these are one of the original copper fountains, actually.
Copper? That sounds dangerous, right? Does it even work? And it still does work.
Disneyland has another one up there, and those are the
Yeah, in the entrance. That man's grotto. It's closed. Let's go beware. Yeah, I think today might have been an off day for Disney. I mean, as you guys saw throughout the day, a lot of attractions have been closed, opening late. Like, I don't know, I just figured by now they already be ready. I mean, we're already in Halloween season, so I just figured they would have been ready by now, but it is what it is. Let's see what else cool stuff we can find around here. Check this out. Is this not freaking cool? And you just step in there. Dang, this is cool. I don't know why this reminds me of that Rick and Morty episode where Summer kind of went crazy and Morty got that arm, that Mad Max kind of episode. You don't remember? I don't know why that reminds me of it. Oh, okay. Let's see. Pointy Bridge. If you go this way, matey, and your boots get wet, it's your own fault. Don't rock or sway bridge. Okay, we'll wait a little bit until they go to not disturb them. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, we gotta be careful.
Why is it wiggly?
So just to close out Tom Sawyer Island, first of all, I didn't even know this was an attraction on its own. I was a little skeptical to come across just because an island, what is there to do, right? Well, there's plenty to do, and one of my favorite things was the caves. They were freaking amazing. Like, you can't help but feel like a little kid here. Unfortunately, it's really dark in the caves. My GoPro just doesn't catch it, but I highly suggest you guys go check out Tom Sawyer Island.
On this piece was on the original Mark Twain before they.
Oh, okay. That's cool. Just this piece right here?
Yeah, this piece right here.
History. So this one right here, look, like from the back, it looks freaking ridiculous. Look at that. That's, oh man, and it's like that foam vinyl.
So, as you guys know from our other videos, we don't necessarily buy stuff, whether it's Universal, whether it's Disneyland, whether we're at the beach, whatever the case may be. Why? Because we try to keep everything as economical as possible. And my personal number one reason on why I don't really spend money at theme parks or things like that is because I'd rather just buy another ticket for that instead of the merchandise. So for example, let's say I buy a Spirit jersey and a hat. That right there, instead of buying that, I could just buy another ticket to Disneyland or DCA or Universal or wherever it is that I want to go. So for me, I'd rather pay for the entertainment and attraction than the clothing. Now, having said that, and y'all watch my videos where I don't really buy anything, and if I do, it's something, you know, probably no more than $10, right? I'm just cheap like that. But having said all of that, they finally got me. Disneyland finally did it, and they made me break down. I was not on the look for anything. I wasn't planning on buying absolutely nothing. Maybe a pin, but I was still skeptical about that. They're like $10, $15. I didn't even want to spend that, right? But they got me. So stick around just a little bit longer to see what it is they made me freaking buy. But you know what? I'm obsessed with it. I'm so obsessed with it.
You can tell from my videos I usually don't buy a lot of stuff. I'd rather just spend it on attractions, but check this out. It was 30 bucks, so I didn't want to spend it, but check this out. And it lights up at night, like whenever we come back for the night, it lights up. The nose lights up. Is that not freaking dope? That's my little walking buddy now. Zero. And I'm gonna bring him for whenever we come for the Christmas season. Yep, I'm gonna be right here. So we're on the hunt for the turkey leg, but the buffalo one, because we did find the turkey leg right here in front of the statue of Walt Disney, but they only have the normal one, and the buffalo one is supposed to be over here by Matterhorn. But really what I wanted to tell you is that I am obsessed with this little guy right here. I'm just obsessed with it, and I can't wait till night falls so I can light it up and see what it looks like. Just update on the turkey leg. So they actually don't do any more flavored turkey legs, but they still give you the sauce as a side that you can still use. Same sauce, same everything. They just don't pre-dip it and flavor it for you. You just gotta dip it if you want it. But we did find it right here at Edelweiss Snacks, right here in front of the Matterhorn.